The infamous explorer falls in love with the world's most popular archaeologist. But if he wants to confess his feelings, he must save his crush from the deadliest enemy. Sarah Lavrov is the daughter of the world's greatest explorer, Dr. Lavrov. She follows her father's footsteps and joins the same profession, but her dedication is even stronger. To recover an ancient scroll, she bravely dives into the depths of the ocean alone. Deadly sea creatures try stopping her, but she's not stepping back. She reaches the lost palace and finds a scroll. However, Sarah doesn't look back to see the consequences of her actions. Her team is waiting for her and gets shocked to see her discovery, but someone else is keeping an eye on her too. A mysterious man named Jack Rackham wants the scroll, and he will do anything for it. Soon after her discovery, Sarah becomes more popular and gains a huge number of fans, but she still remembers her good friends. One of them is Tad Stones, who helped Sarah save her dad from the kidnappers. Tad is a self-claimed explorer who has finally decided to properly study archaeology while continuing his job as a construction site worker. He tells his friends that he is close to Sarah, but no one believes him. He also starts doubting it because they haven't met each other for a long time. Suddenly his phone rings and it's no other than Sarah. She is holding a big ceremony to present her latest discovery, and she wants Tad to join it. He gets really excited as he is planning to ask her to be his girlfriend. He even prepared a gift, but it accidentally slips out of his hands and almost gets destroyed. Tad saves the gift but messes up with his boss and gets fired. However, he doesn't care. He wants to focus on what's lying ahead. He gets home and starts packing to attend Sarah's ceremony in Las Vegas. Suddenly, someone knocks at his door, and it's the mummy Tad met in his last mission. The mummy was really friendly and kind and let Tad and Sarah leave the secret city. As a punishment, the mummy is also thrown out of the city. He has no other place to go and decides to live with Tad. He even forcibly accompanies Tad to Las Vegas. On the way, Tad shows him the necklace he brought for Sarah, but the mummy believes that Tad will get rejected. Sarah is way out of his league. This makes Tad lose his confidence, and he starts doubting his decision. On reaching the hotel, Tad advises the mummy to stay in the taxi while he attends the ceremony. Tad meets a young girl named Tiffany Mays. She's Sarah's assistant, and she especially came to receive Tad. As he gets in, Sarah runs to hug him. She is really excited to show him what she found in the ocean. The mysterious scroll is the King Midas's papyrus. Sarah wants to translate the ancient message on it so she can find Midas's famous necklace. If the necklace exists, so does Midas's golden touch. Tad suddenly remembers about his gift and tries asking Sarah to be his girlfriend. Before he can finish saying that, the mummy reaches there and interrupts the whole moment. Tad wishes best of luck to Sarah for her presentation and leaves with the mummy. He gets dressed for the night in his most favorite suit, but no one seems to be noticing him. Then he realizes that, in this luxurious event, his dress is equivalent to the waiter's. Poor Tad loses the last bit of his confidence, but still stops by to see Sarah's presentation. She walks to the stage and presents the papyrus. Meanwhile, the waiters are up to some suspicious activity. They distribute smoke among them and also gives one to Tad, mistaking him as a waiter. As soon as the bomb explodes, everything hides under the red smoke. The waiters are actually goons sent by Jack Rackham to steal the papyrus. As soon as they grab it, Sarah's loyal parrot Belzoni takes away the papyrus. Tad and his dog Jeff also jump in to help. The papyrus keeps getting thrown here and there and eventually ends up on the stage. A helicopter stops right above Sarah and a man comes down from it. It's Jack Rackham himself. He grabs the papyrus and instructs his men to kidnap Sarah. They all left and Tad couldn't do anything to stop them. However, he is willing to try his best in rescuing Sarah. He knows that Jack has stolen the papyrus to find Midas's necklace. If he uses the information in Sarah's notebook to find the necklace before the goons, he will be one step ahead of Jack and will succeed in rescuing Sarah. One of Midas's necklace pieces is said to be in the Red Temple of Baal. Tad can't read the ancient writings on the notebook, but luckily the mummy knows all of them. He translates them and Tad figures out that the message is hinting towards a place called Alhambra in Spain. It's too far, but Tad Stones is ready for his next adventure. Meanwhile, Jack forces Sarah to tell him about the location of the Red Temple of Baal. When she refuses to do so, Jack injects her with a special truth-speaking formula. Sarah says that everything is in her notebook that Tad has. Afterwards, she falls unconscious because of the overdose of the weird formula. After getting the hint, Jack immediately sends his men to catch Tad. He really wants the necklace. It's not just about wealth. The power of Midas goes way beyond wealth. It's the power of gods to rule the world, and Jack wants all of it for himself. On the other side, Tad has caught the flight to Spain along with the mummy and Tiffany. After landing, they rent a taxi to Alhambra. To blend in, the mummy dresses up as a lady, which makes the taxi driver fall for her. Now the driver is willing to take them anywhere they want. Jack's goons have found them already, but the dedicated taxi driver risks his life to save his passengers. They succeed in leaving behind a few goons, but two of them start shooting tranquilizers. Tad and Tiffany low down their heads and the goons accidentally shoot each other. The driver gets one shot too and Tad has to take over. After the bumpy ride, they eventually reach their destiny. Somewhere around here is one of the pieces of Midas's necklace. It's the place where Apollo taught Midas a great lesson. It is that wealth is not as important as the people you have close to you. And what's more, it's worth making a sacrifice for love. Tad suddenly notices a fountain there, which looks like one of the drawings in Sarah's notebooks. The heads of the statues around the fountain can be turned. When Tad and Tiffany turn all of them simultaneously, water flows down from the statue's mouth and a staircase appears leading them to a secret underground base. There are several passages there, but only one of them will lead to the Baal temple. The mummy says that he can ask the rats about the right way. He talks to the rats by squishing them like a toy. Tad and Tiffany assume that the mummy is just joking, but the rat seems to understand everything. It leads the way and takes Tad and his team into a narrow passage. Tiffany doubts the mummy, but Tad is ready to take the risk and keeps moving. They suddenly fall down in a tunnel and end up right in the Baal temple. A huge statue is sitting there with the fountain in front. The first piece of Midas's necklace is lying inside the fountain water. As soon as Tiffany picks up the piece, the exit door closes, trapping them inside. Afterwards, water starts filling up in the temple. If Tad and his team don't find an escape, they will drown and die. Tad dives into the water multiple times to find a drain. He succeeds eventually, but can't open it alone. He calls Tiffany, and together they unlock the drain. The water shoots out of one of the drains on the street, and Tad and his team jump out too. Jack has already reached there, and he has brought Sarah. He orders Tad to give away the necklace piece and the notebook. It was Tiffany's first successful adventure, and she wants to be famous, but Tad believes saving Sarah is more important. He gives away the piece and the notebook to Jack and gets Sarah back. After Jack leaves, Tad reveals that he has torn some pieces from the notebook. They can still find the remaining parts of the necklace first. Their next stop is Turkey. There are thousands of temples there, so Jack will keep wandering, but with the information Tad has, he can find the right temple. The taxi driver from earlier helps them reach the seaport and also gives a special silver platter to the mummy, mistaking her as a woman. But the mummy loves it and keeps carrying it around. While they wait for the boat, Sarah wants to share how she felt when she was away from Tad, but they get interrupted again. Their boat has arrived and they have to travel overnight to reach Turkey. Sarah feels stressed and comes out to have a talk with the mummy. The funny-looking mummy actually has some serious advice. He tells Sarah to stop thinking too much and take action for what she desires. Sarah understands and decides to confess her feelings to Tad. Meanwhile, Tad shows Tiffany the necklace he brought for Sarah. This makes Tiffany a little jealous of how Sarah is getting everything in her life. Tiffany asks Tad to put on the necklace on her just to see how it looks. While he does that, Sarah reaches there and misunderstands that Tad has feelings for Tiffany. The next morning, they reach Turkey, but Sarah seems sad and frustrated, but she doesn't say a word about what she saw last night. They hide from Jack's goons and drive to the desert to find the temple. The night will set in soon, so it's better to split up and find the temple. Tad and the mummy make a team while Sarah goes with Tiffany. On the way, Tad mentions changes in Sarah's behavior, but the mummy still encourages to confess his feelings as soon as possible. He doesn't need to be a big famous man to prove his love. His innocent words show how pure his love is. Tad suddenly notices Jack's men checking a temple. After they go away, Tad looks closely and realizes that it's the temple they are looking for. The mummy stays out to keep an eye on the enemy while Tad gets inside the temple. The second piece of the necklace is lying right in front of a huge statue, but this one will also have a trap for sure. As soon as Tad picks it up, a shiny golden dust starts to rise and spread around. Tad runs with all his might and gets out of the temple in time. As soon as he looks up, he sees a mountain that looks exactly like Midas's symbol. He unites with Sarah and shows her the second piece. He also points at the mountain he discovered. Midas didn't make the last offering in an existing temple. He made a new one for Apollo. There he repented his mistakes and asked for her daughter's life, who also turned into a golden statue because of his powers. The third piece must be in Apollo's temple. Both Tiffany and Tad are really excited, but Sarah has a different opinion. She suggests that they should not go looking for the last piece and must destroy the second piece as well. If Jack gets his hands on Midas's necklace, he will become invincible. The necklace has the powers of gods, which are not meant for the mortals. Tiffany is against this idea. They risked their lives and made the biggest discovery in history. How can they let it go unappreciated? Tad also agrees with Sarah, but before they can destroy the piece, Tiffany steals the piece and runs away. She takes it to Jack as she wants to be on the winning team. Meanwhile, Sarah decides to find the third piece and destroy it before Jack gets it. Tad wants to help her, but she wants to go alone this time. Tad goes back to the mummy and gets scolded for being stupid. The mummy says he never saw anyone having this many failed confessions, but he has also not seen someone like Tad who traveled across the world for love. He worked so hard to get Sarah, and right now she needs him the most. After traveling through the snowy mountains, Sarah finally reaches the temple, but Jack also arrives with Tiffany and his goons. Tad steps in to help, but he gets captured too. Inside the temple, there's a huge statue of Apollo and a coffin. Inside the coffin, there's a dead body wearing the Midas's necklace. Tad is threatened by Jack to pick up the necklace and put it on Jack. The other two pieces are joined and Jack gets the historical golden touch. He is still not satisfied and wants to kill Tad and Sarah. They try hiding away while Jack turns everything in sight into gold. Tad grabs the mummy's silver plate and uses it as a shield against Jack. The evil guy proceeds to attack Sarah, and seeing this, Tad jumps to help her. The temple is breaking down and Jack gets crushed under a falling stone. Tad rushes to Sarah, but she was already touched by Jack. Her body is turning into gold, and before that she wants to confess how much she loved the time she spent with Tad. But Tad wants to spend the rest of his life with her. He tries to find the necklace to completely destroy it, but it's too late. Sarah has already turned into a statue. The mummy asks Tad to leave the temple before it is demolished, but Tad wants to die with Sarah. His unconditional love and willingness to sacrifice himself for Sarah gets admired by the gods, and the gold is getting removed. Sarah is back to life. After returning home, Tad throws a huge party at his place and invites Sarah. Before something interrupts them again, they confess their love for each other and officially become a couple. They may have lost the legendary Midas's necklace, which could give them fame and wealth, but they got true love, and no wealth can be compared to that.